Are you worried that AI is moving so fast your business might get left behind? If you're an entrepreneur or business owner, everywhere you look, someone is promising that AI can put your sales on autopilot at the press of a button. I spent hours looking at these tools and the opportunities they claim to create. I've also been using AI for around 3 years, and it's become an integral part of my business. It has made me massively more efficient, but it cannot do the job of selling for me. So, after more than 46 years in sales and running businesses, my view is simple. AI can make the work around sales faster and easier, but it is not a magic button. And used badly, it can damage the most important thing in any sale: trust. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using AI to make sales in 2026. To accompany this video, I've created a free diagnostic tool to help you identify where the biggest opportunity is to turn more inquiries into paying clients in your business. You'll find it in the link below. So in this video, I'm going to answer the 2 questions I have had to overcome in my own business. What can AI genuinely do to help me generate more sales? And how on earth do I keep myself and my business current when the technology is developing so quickly? But first, let me show you where I draw the line between using AI and relying on it. This video is a good example. AI has helped me organize my thoughts, challenge the structure, and develop some of the wording. But it did not decide what I believe. It could not give me the experience behind those beliefs. That comes from a career spent selling, managing salespeople, and running businesses, and personally generating more than 50 million in sales. AI helped with the work around the message. It did not create the experience behind the message. And that is almost exactly how I think we should use AI in sales. For most of my career, none of these tools existed. There was no AI writing my follow-up, summarizing my calls, or reminding me which prospect needed attention. Technology has changed enormously during that time, but the fundamentals of selling have not. People still need to feel understood. They still need confidence that you can solve their problem. And particularly when the decision really matters, they need a relationship with a real person. Above all, they still need to trust you. In fact, I believe trust may become even more important as AI becomes more widely used. Because the more AI-generated messages, advertisements, and follow-up people receive, the more cautious they are likely to become. Prospects will still want speed. They will still want useful information and a straightforward process. But they will also want to know that there is a real person behind that process who understands them and can be trusted to help. That is why AI must support trust, not try to replace it. The part the AI demonstrations leave out is where I think business owners need to be very careful. A lot of what you see about AI makes it sound incredibly easy. Press a button, automate everything. Let AI do the work. Wake up to the new leads, booked appointments, and sales. I've seen the posts claiming that a handful of prompts can set up and run your entire business. And I understand why those claims get attention. They leave us wondering whether everybody else has discovered something we haven't, and whether our business is falling dangerously behind. But in my experience, that is not how it works in the real world. AI can be incredibly useful, but there is still a great deal of thinking, preparation, and structure required before it becomes genuinely useful. Someone still has to decide what should happen when an inquiry comes in. What questions should be asked? What makes someone a suitable prospect? What follow-up they should receive? What those messages should say? What tone they should use? What should be automated? And at what point a real person needs to step in and build a trusting relationship. AI cannot make those decisions for you unless it first understands your business, your customers, and your sales process. And at what point human judgment and a real conversation become essential. We are being shown the opportunity, but always the work required to turn that opportunity into something practical. That is why I would not begin by chasing 10 different AI tools. I would begin with the sales process. Because AI saves time after the system is built. It does not replace the need to build a system. One thing I have learned over 46 years is that sales are not always lost during the conversation. They are often lost in the gaps around it. An inquiry is not answered quickly enough. A prospect does not receive the information they were promised. No one follows up after the meeting. An interested person is forgotten because the business owner becomes busy, or nobody is quite sure what the next step should be. These are not necessarily failures of selling ability. They are failures in the process, and this is where AI can make a considerable difference. Not by replacing the person making the sale, but by making sure fewer opportunities fall through those gaps. Let me show you what that could look like. Imagine that someone makes an inquiry through your website in the evening. You are not available to respond, but the prospect doesn't know that. Without a system, that inquiry might sit unanswered until the following morning, or possibly longer. Years ago, a reply the following morning might have been acceptable. Today, many prospects expect an immediate acknowledgement. If they hear nothing, there is a real risk that they simply move on to the next option. With AI and automation inside a CRM, the prospect can receive an immediate acknowledgement. An immediate acknowledgement confirming that their inquiry has arrived and explaining what will happen next. It could ask 2 or 3 simple questions about what they need, the problem they are trying to solve, and when they would like help. It could give them the opportunity to book a suitable time to speak to you. So by the time you begin work the following morning, the inquiry is already recorded. You know who the person is, what they are interested in, and what they are hoping to achieve. You are no longer beginning the conversation cold. But this is where I would want the human being to take over, because the most important part of that conversation is not simply collecting more information. It is listening properly, understanding what is really concerning the prospect, recognizing the things they may be hesitant to say, and helping them feel confident that you understand their situation. This means that I have become more important to the process, not less. By taking care of the repetitive work, AI and automation give me more time where I can have the greatest influence, in direct conversation with the client. I can concentrate on deeply understanding their challenges, their frustrations, and what is really at stake for them. And this is an important psychological point. Before I offer a solution, they know that I genuinely understand their situation. That gives them far more confidence that the solution I am about to offer is right for them. Once that conversation is over, AI can return to its role as the assistant. It can summarize what was discussed, record the next steps, help prepare an accurate follow-up, and make sure the appropriate reminders are created. If the prospect is not ready to proceed, the CRM keeps the opportunity visible rather than allowing it to be forgotten. The same system can also help identify and re-engage older prospects. So across that one journey, AI has helped me with response speed, basic qualification, appointment booking, call summaries, follow-up, reminders, pipeline visibility, reactivating older opportunities, and that removes an enormous amount of administrative work. More importantly, it gives you time for genuine conversations with the people you are best placed to help. AI can help create the conditions in which trust develops. It cannot be the trust. So how do I keep myself and my business current? My solution is surprisingly simple. I don't try to keep up with every individual AI tool that appears. Early in my career, I recognized that if you want to grow sales consistently, the business needs a clear and repeatable sales process. Today, I built that process inside a major CRM platform and customized it around my business. The advantage is that the company behind that CRM has to keep developing its technology to remain competitive. It can invest huge sums in AI, automation, integrations, and new capabilities at scale that would be impossible for an individual business like mine to match. As the technology develops, I can benefit from those improvements inside the system that I already use. I am not constantly trying to connect a collection of different tools or rebuild my sales process from scratch. The CRM gives me the infrastructure. AI helps me make the process faster and more efficient, but I remain responsible for the sales process, the client relationship, and the trust. Now, if you would like to identify where AI automation or a stronger process could make the biggest difference in your sales, take the free Sales Growth Diagnostic using the link below. So AI will not make people trust you. It will not replace a proper sales conversation, and it will not fix a broken sales process by itself. But used properly inside a well-designed CRM-based sales system, AI can help you respond faster, qualify prospects more efficiently, follow up more consistently, reduce administration, and stop good opportunities from disappearing. For most businesses, that is the best place to start. Not AI instead of selling, AI supporting a sales process that builds trust, and that is how I would use AI in sales